cannot yell out.
And no one should be raising their hand and asking Miss Buckley to go to the bathroom. We're going to the bathroom after reading time. Do not raise your hand and ask. Billy, background knowledge. So just talk to them about what that means. And is that what you mean? Yes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
What happened to that book? What did you up to?
All right, class, I want you to be sitting hands in your lap, crisscross applesauce. I'm going to close my eyes, walk around the floor. When I come back, I want you
What happened?
in perfect posture. Here we go. 5, 4. I want everyone with bubbles in their mouth. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jersey. All right. So today, yes, Hope.
Can I get it in my tummy?
I don't know if it'll fit your coat. Yes.
Why is that in
One last question.
What happened to
I'll tell you about it in just a minute. Hope, you can put that in your cubby.
She's
But-
going to take a home.
Yeah, it might get a little bent if you put it in your cubby, Hope. If you want, you can just put it on your desk. Look, it fits. All right. Didn't want to wear it.
Hey, let's.
All right. So, raise your hand if you know what plant this is on the cover of this page. Hi, Tiana.
This is a daisy.
Well, what is a daisy? It's a
Flower.
It's a flower. All right. Can somebody tell me what some things flowers need to grow? Or let's see. Jake, what is one thing a flower might need? Do you know? Water and sun. All right. Hope, do you know anything a flower might need? We have water. We have sun.
Oh, sure.
What do you put a flower in?
Oh, seeds. Soy.
Dirt. You might need some dirt, some fertilizer. Is there anything else?
You can't pick it when you got loaded. I know what fertilizer is.
Jennifer, do you know anything else a flower might need? We have the sun, water, dirt.
Keep on laying back.
Class.
Yes.
A lot of you are getting a little restless on me, Eli. I need you to sit crisscross applesauce facing me. I'm going to move chameleons without warning.
What is he?
Bailey, where are you going? All right, that's why we keep our feet still. Our feet still crisscross applesauce. If nobody is having their feet uncrisscrossed, then we should. All right, I'm going to give you all one check. Say, I'm going to check myself. I want you to check your feet. Are they crisscrossed? Look at them. I want you to check your hands. Are they in your lap? I want you to check your face. Is it your body facing me? Hope your body's not facing me. All right, sweetie, I don't think it's not that. Okay, sweetie, I don't think you need a Band-Aid for that. All right, I want you to check your mouth. Is it buttoned? Is there a zipper? All right, so I shouldn't hear any talking because if I even hear a murmur, your chameleon's being moved. All right, so we have talked about some of the things a flower might need. We're going to build some background knowledge today. So we're going to read this story, and I want to say I can. Listen to a story. And remember a story from the beginning through the middle and to the end. And I will learn what is needed for a flower to grow. All right, this book, all right, baby, the chameleon's being moved. We're not sitting like that today. All right, so this book is called The Tiny Seed, and it's by Eric Carle. Eric Carle is both the author and the illustrator. So, Casey, what does the author do? He writes the words. If the author writes the words, then Jace, what does the illustrator do?
Writes the picture.
Draws the pictures. All right. You all are, all right. Keep our voices quiet. Eric Carle, The Tiny Seed. I know this book looks a little rough. It's been through a lot because we've used it every year. Man, it's really rough. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and carries them far across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? Do you see all these seeds flying? Now think, friends with their hands raised. If your question does not pertain to the story, I want you to put your hand down. What was your question?
I read this story.
All right. Well, we're not going to talk about if we read it or not because we want everyone else to understand. Yes, Giovanni.
I'm standing at my granddaddy.
No, that was not relevant to the story. Robert. All right. Yeah. One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies too high and the sun's hot rays burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. So the seed is rolling. See how that one's on fire? But it's flying in the sky with all these other seeds. So let's make a prediction. All right, I'm going to ask Tatiana, what do you think is going to happen with this seed eventually? Do you think something's going to happen to this seed? What do you think is going to happen?
It's going to burn up and then it's going to die.
It's going to die? Raise your hand if you think this seed might turn into a flower. Raise your hand if you think it's going to burn up. Raise your hand if you think it's just going to be a seed the rest of its entire life. Ah, so we have lots of different ideas. Sit down, Bailey. Another seed lands on a tall and icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seed cannot grow. The rest of the seeds fly on, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. So this is the tiny seed. It's so small. These other seeds are like giant seeds, but this one's just slowly going. Now, they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The other sails on the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as high as the others. So look how small, how not high it is. These other seeds are high up in the sky, and this little seed's just struggling to go. But Brandon, what's it flying over right now? Water. One seed drifts down onto the desert. It's hot and dry, and the seed cannot grow. Now the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. So our tiny seed is just flying low, and all these others are flying up high. But it's too hot and dry.
What about that middle one?
Oh, let's not call out. Actually, maybe this is the tiny seed. So far, we haven't been able to grow yet. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one of the seeds. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small that the bird doesn't even see it at all. So it's just a tiny seed. It's right there. It's so small the bird can't even see it. So at least it's not going to be eaten, because can a plant grow if it's inside the tummy of a bird?
Noah.
Bye, Noah.
I know.
All right, friends. Now it is winter. All right, friends. Look back up. Crisscross applesauce. Crisscross. Check yourself. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as if they are going to sleep in the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives in the ground eats a seed for its lunch. But the tiny seed bites very still, and the mouse just doesn't see it at all. I said the mouse doesn't see it. Nope, don't touch it. Sit. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It is really spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls. The seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. Now, they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send roots down into the earth. Then, their little stems and leaves begin to grow up towards the sun and air. There's another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big, fat weed. And it takes all the sunlight and the rain from one of the small new plants. And that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry! But finally, it too starts to grow into a plant. So let's see. Let's look at this page for a minute. James, look at this page. What is one thing on this page that is helping our plants grow? Water. All right, so we have water. Huh? Well, let's see. Let's have someone else answer that. Zoe. What's another thing?
Sun.
Sun. So we got our water and our sun. Brandon, your chameleon's moving down. But since I moved Brandon down, I want to give a shout out to some of our students have been really good. Like Jace, you've been hands in your lap. Crisscross applesauce. Zoe, you've been pretty on top of things. Crisscross applesauce. All right. Keep going. I can't give everyone up. All right. So we have the sun and the water. There's one more. Noah just left. Robert. Don't point to it. Just tell me. What's the last thing? What's this? Dirt. So, but there's one thing we didn't talk about. You know, we have water, we have sun, we have dirt in other times of the year. Like, you know, sometimes in the fall it rains, in the winter time it rains. But do plants grow when it's cold outside? No. All right, does anybody know the month or the season that plants grow in the best because the air starts warming up? Let's see if Jersey knows. Do you know what it's called?
It's called summer.
What's before summer?
Spring.
Spring! So plants grow in the
Spring.
spring. So we'll say, so let's see, if plants grow in the springtime, then in the summer they're all green, and in the fall it starts getting a little bit colder, so do plants still live or do they start to die? See, crisscross applesauce family, you laugh. Thanks, Giovanni. All right. The warm weather also brings the children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in springtime. One child doesn't see the plants as he runs along, and oh, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. So if we're picking plants outside, like if we pick flowers, although it's a nice gesture, we're usually killing the plants.
You can put in some water though.
Well, you have to make sure you have dirt too. The tiny plant grows from the very tiny seed, and it's growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. But the tiny plant has 3 leaves, and the other plant has 6. And look, a bud, and now even a flower. So here's the tiny plant. It's only a tiny little bit of thing. But this one is a giant, pretty flower. But what is happening? First, there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them. Woo! Yep, I can get it. Nope, I'll get it. You'll just sit down, Jake Bottom. I'll just get it. There we go. It's just, no, it's okay. I know. All right, friends, this is why, thank you all for helping. But usually it's just best if we pick up our own message sometimes. But thank you all for being good citizens. All right. So then, but what is happening? First there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them, and then a hand reaches down and breaks out the flower. That's like we do. I mean, I'm guilty too. Raise your hand if you've ever gone down the grass and you've seen a really pretty flower and you've picked it for your mom or your teacher. So say, I'm guilty. I'm definitely guilty. I love picking flowers, but when we pick off the flowers, we're killing them. A boy has picked a flower to give to a friend. Oh, how sweet. It is summer. Now the tiny plant goes from the tiny seed. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on, and it does not stop. The sun shines on it, and the rain falls, and it waters it. It has so many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people, and it's taller than the houses. It's taller than the trees, and now a flower grows on top of it. People come from far and near to look at the flower. It is the tallest flower they've ever seen. It is a giant flower. Look how big that flower is. There aren't really flowers that big. Yes, Eli? Now, right now, we're reading this. All summer long, the birds and the bees and butterflies come visiting. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. That flower is so big, and it started out as the tiniest seed, so small you could barely see it. Yes.
I give a flower to my mommy.
Ooh. Now it is autumn again. The days grow shorter, the nights grow cooler, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along with the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. So, when it's autumn outside, like right now, it's still summer right now, but September 21st, it's going to be autumn. And then the autumn comes, we're going to see yellow and red leaves, and the trees look so pretty.
I think of it. Yeah, me too. Well, it was a big.
All right, class. Bottoms and facing Jersey, I'm about to move your chameleon. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost almost all its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind, but the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more the wind shakes the flower. This time the flower seed pod opens. Out comes many tiny seeds that quickly sail far. Yes, please. Sweetie, you gotta sit down. Out comes many tiny seeds that quickly sail far away on the wind. So when a flower is dying, the pod opens and all these seeds go flying. So what, class? Let's make a prediction. Nope, let's hold on to our questions. Let's make a prediction. Let's see what do you think, Brandon, will happen to these tiny seeds?
They'll get blown away and grow on different flowers.
So remember how we were sequencing last week with the cat? Cat wants a cupcake. If you give a cat a cupcake, if you give a moose a muffin, if you give a mouse a milk,
No, you're taking a mouse to school.
oh, it's taking out school. All right, so that was sequencing through those. But think about it, class. All right, class, look up. This is the cool part about nature. We are basically going to sequence again because when that flower opened up and released all those seeds, these seeds are going to go through the wind. And what do you think? Oh, stop. Stop talking. Hold on, class. I can't explain the cool part about what's going on with flowers if you keep talking. Nope, Natalie, put your hand down. So if these seeds go flying, put your hand down. I'll go to you at the very end. If the seeds go flying, the cool part is it's as if the story starts back over again because what? It ends with a bunch of seeds in the wind starting in the wintertime, and those seeds start going again just like this. Remember what this first song of the story says? It is autumn. And autumn is where a strong wind is blowing and the seeds are flying. This book ended with it saying, it is autumn and the wind and the seeds are flying. So we sequenced a full year life cycle of a flower. I'm moving Jersey's chameleon because she can't sit still. different one. Okay? Well, he was a great big moose. He liked to drink a lot of juice. He was a great big moose. He liked to drink a lot of juice. Singing, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh. He drank his juice with care. But he spilled some in his hair. He drank his juice with care. But he spilled some in his hair. Saying, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh. He was a sticky moose. All covered in juice. He was a sticky moose. All covered in juice. Saying, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh, way, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh. Way, oh, way, oh, way, oh. All right, take a seat. So we say, I can. And I did. Listen to a story. And actually, we sequenced the story from the top through the middle to the end. And yes, I know what makes a flower grow. All right. So I think we're going to do something different now. You got them rolled. Okay, now we're going to switch from that was our shared reading. Miss Buckley read to you about our seeds. And today we're going to plant some seeds during science. Yesterday we learned about the parts of a fish.